Hey, it's Arlen Schweiger, editor of CE Pro, and today we have an exciting conversation lined up with Kaleidescape Chairman and CEO Tayloe Stansbury. Tayloe, thanks again for joining us with CE Pro this year.
Thank you very much, Harlan. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so we've done this a lot of times before CD Expo in the past several years. Um, let's dig right in. You have the recently released Strato V products, and we're going to be talking about that today. What exactly does this solution mean to the evolution of the company?
Well, if I may, I'll answer that with a story. My journey with Kaleidescape, as you may know, started over a decade ago as a customer. And initially a reluctant customer. My dealer told me I had to get a Kaleidescape, and I was like, okay, fine, but sell me the cheapest one you can. And he did, and we installed it, and we fell in love with it. And then it gradually grew. We were getting more storage and more players and so forth. And so as we fell in love with the thing, the system grew. So I think that that's a great way for customers to get engaged with the product, to try it out and then have it grow over time if they have the means to do so. And so what we wanted to do with this product is have something that was lower price to get into the Kaleidescape system, but also that would scale all the way up to huge systems if you wanted it to over time. So this product, what it does is different from previous products, is that it will download and store movies all by itself without having to have a server, and will download them at very fast speeds, the same speed as our servers do. And then you can play back directly on the device, and then you can add servers over time and add players over time, so you can scale the system up.
Great. Well, we're certainly looking forward to that. And I'm sure that lower level of entry is enough to get any dealer excited to get more of their customers into Kaleidescape. So, Bob Archer, our senior editor, recently reviewed the Strato V. He's reviewed, I think, most of your products in the past, so he was very familiar with the Kaleidescape line. But in your words, what else can you say about the features of this product versus the previous iterations that are really exciting for people to learn about?
So Strato V builds on what we've done in our product line over time. Kaleidescape has distinguished itself in providing the highest fidelity playback that you can get with a movie, and we wanted to build on that with the Strato V product. So it offers Dolby Vision. Our Dolby Vision looks so much better than Dolby Vision on other platforms because of the much higher bitrate, the much larger file sizes that we have that reproduce the director's intent more directly. And we've also improved on the audio, where it will decode lossless audio. Before, our previous players would pass through lossless audio, but this will decode lossless audio, which is useful in certain circumstances where you have either a two-channel system or an older processor that won't decode lossless. So this will look better and sound better in many circumstances than any of our previous products, as well as getting to that lower entry point price that we talked about before.
Great. Does that audio improvement also include Dolby Atmos, or was that something that you guys had already been doing?
We'd always been doing pass-through of lossless audio and then let your processor handle the decoding of that. This will decode lossless audio, so the full fidelity audio from into stereo 5.1, 7.1, or 5.1.2.
Oh, wow, that's great. Okay, so that pretty much covers everything.
Yeah.
So now I know with the Strato, in the past, you've provided it in tandem a lot of times with the Terra line. Can you catch us up on what the Terra line is all about and why it kind of makes a nice match for the Strato V?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the way Kaleidescape movies work is that you download them asynchronously rather than streaming them in real time. And that gives us the advantage of having these very large file sizes to represent the movie as best as it possibly can be done, without having to worry about internet spottiness during the time of playback. So they get downloaded to a local storage. Now, in the case of Strato V, there's enough storage in it to store about 10 movies. And then you can download or delete those and download others if you want to have a much larger library than that. But if you want to have all of that resident and local so you can play it instantaneously, we do have this Terra product line, which stores very large numbers of movies. And so we have both a solid state storage line and a hard drive based storage line in a variety of different sizes. And you can group those with a player to have an enormous library resident. One other thing I should say is that because the Strato V is limited to about a terabyte of local storage, which is about 10 movies worth in our expanded movie sizes, we did modify the user experience of the product so that it really makes sense with a library that's local, resident of that size. And as soon as you connect a server to it, all the richness of the Kaleidescape user experience, the views that don't make sense with small libraries but make sense with large libraries, they come back again when you connect it to the servers.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
When it comes to the Terra line, are there different levels of the amount of storage that are options?
absolutely. Right. So both it comes in, as I mentioned, solid state and hard drive. With solid state, it is a little bit faster. It actually can support more playback simultaneously. And the discs are a little bit more durable. It's lower energy, it's quieter. It comes in a couple of different sizes, 8 and 31 terabytes. And on the hard drive side, then it comes in a much larger variety of sizes. It's a little bit less expensive per terabyte than the solid state solution, of course. And so it has sizes that range from 8 terabytes all the way up to 96 terabytes. And you can group up to 4 servers together for a very large library. And we do have a number of customers who have, 4 times 96 terabyte libraries.
Now, Tayloe, I know you've already discussed some of the differences between Kaleidescape and streamers and other servers on the market. What are some of the other features that differentiates your solutions from any competitor solutions? And this might also be probably a good time to discuss the user interface that you just mentioned and the app that everyone loves.
Yeah. So we've over the years worked very hard on the user experience to make it a graceful one, both at the time when you're considering what movies to buy, what movies to watch, and then of course during the watching experience. So we have a mobile application, a web application they're very rich, that let you peruse the entire Kaleidescape movie library, which is about 14,000 movies in the US from 50 different studios. We have a rich set of views to help you peruse your library. One of them that's probably the most iconic, it shows covers, and whenever you go change your focus to a movie, what it will do is now surround that in an animated form with movies that are like that in various different dimensions, such as genre and actor and director and so forth, so that you can easily, once you finish watching a movie, find something that is in a similar vein if you choose to do that.
Yeah, it's a great feature.
And let me also add to that during the playback experience, it can be connected to control systems so that when you hit play, it will bring down the lights, close the shades in the room, change the screen masking if you have that to match the actual title that you're about to play. And then it knows where credits are about to roll or if there's an Easter egg after the credits, and it will start to bring the house lights back up again and adjust everything to the sort of your post-playback experience to gently bring you back into that real world. So it integrates with a number of different control systems, Lutron directly, and so forth to accomplish all that. Of course, during playback, it provides this really rich experience where, because the audio is lossless, you pick up more dialogue, and the surrounds, the sounds that are going on, the nuances of that just add to the sense of presence in the movie and being immersed in the movie in a way that you don't see or hear when you're watching a movie on a streaming platform, where the channels tend to be more collapsed. You don't have so much sense of placement, and you don't have that clarity that you get with lossless audio with Kaleidescape. The visuals also, particularly with the Dolby Vision on our platform with these very, very large file sizes, it's just so gorgeous. It really is beautiful, and it just puts you in the movie.
What do integrators do, with Kaleidescape so that they can make it so customers don't have to worry about it at all, and the screen will just change automatically and the projector will change automatically?
So Kaleidescape is very integrator friendly. It allows you to tie it in with all the other systems that exist in the theater, including seating, lighting, shading, masking, projector, what lenses in front of the projector, etc., so that when the customer sits down to watch a movie, they can just have this beautiful and seamless and stress-free experience without having to fiddle a bunch of knobs. It's also very easy for dealers to take care of after it's been set up. in that we provide really excellent telemetry to the dealer about the health of your system, so that they can, arrange for maintenance if there does have to be any maintenance. It's also very easy to control because you control it at one place for the entire system for the entire household, rather than having to go to program individual endpoints. So it's just an easier device to set up and take care of, both for the end user and for the dealer.
Yeah, always great news for dealers when they hear that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Taylor, we had the CE Pro recently released home theater research study, and it showed that prices were certainly increasing, which is also another great thing for CE Pros. What are your dealers saying in terms of what kind of feedback are they hearing from trends in the market? Is it the same kind of momentum with dedicated rooms and multi-purpose rooms?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen this too, where there are still a number of theaters that are dedicated being built, but more and more there's a trend towards multi-use space within homes, and where the movie viewing space may be shared with family space or recreation space or bedroom space or whatever. And we certainly want to accommodate that with the products that we have. We believe that this new product fits into that mode very nicely, where you can install just the Strato V in your primary viewing area, and then expand it over time as you fall in love with the system.
Great. Your company obviously has always been among the leaders when it comes to AV and evolution, resolution platforms, things like that. So lately, that's come, as we've mentioned before, with 4K video, HDR, and immersive audio reproduction. So just looking at your crystal ball, we've been hearing a lot about 8K, and what do you think's coming up the line next year, the year after, just kind of in the near future? What can you see happening?
Well, I don't think I should share what our future product roadmap is, but what I can certainly say is that we've always been making sure that we deliver the best viewing experience we can for movies with the best possible source. And so we will continue to innovate in that direction. And I think you've seen over the last several years that we've continued to innovate and put out new products, and I think you can expect that in the future.
Going back to this year, Tayloe, obviously CD Expo is one of the great places to check out Kaleidescape in action. You have your own booth, of course, but certainly attendees can see you guys in numerous booths, as they do every year. So first of all, Tayloe, what's going on in the Kaleidescape booth this year that visitors can expect to see? And can you talk about your presence all along the show floor again this year?
Absolutely. So we have a great booth this year. We have a 20-foot direct view screen from Quantum Media Systems, even wider than last year. It's just gorgeous. Sound is Trinoff and Meyer. So I think it will be sort of, as you walk past it, there's going to be no way other than to dive into what's playing, and that is going to be a wonderful presentation. But as you mentioned, last year there were 42 vendors that chose Kaleidescape as their source to show off their sound systems or their video systems. And that's because we just make all of their video and their sound better. There's nothing like actually having the best possible source material to play from, because you can only interpolate so much when you have weak source material. And so that's why you couldn't get anywhere on the show floor last year without seeing Kaleidescape on some screen. And we expect it'll be similar this year with about 40 vendors who are going to be showing their systems with Kaleidescape as the source.
Awesome. Well, we always look forward to your demo and the rest of the demos that employ Kaleidescape products. So on that note, Tayloe Stansbury, Chairman and CEO of Kaleidescape, thanks so much for your time. We really look forward to seeing you guys at the expo.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you there too.